अब सही दिख रहा है?
जी सर।
ओके, रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है? यस।
जी सर।
Hello, my dear friends. As you know that we were planning to take class on this topic, that is the Union of India versus Mohanlal and another. But due to the some problem, I was unable to take this class in a qualitative manner. Today, I have decided to take this class on this topic, that is the Union of India versus Mohanlal and another. And I am fully prepared to take class on this topic. As you know that I always starts my class from the previous year question paper, and your previous year question. So that question was that regarding the procedure, and that procedures must be regarding disposal of the seed drugs and seed drugs and psychotic substances like this point. Point is that question is that please discuss the procedure for disposal of the seized drugs and psychotic substances under the NDPS Act. This is the first part of the question. And the second part of the question is that please discuss the procedure for the disposal of the seized drugs in context of the Union of India versus Mohanlal and another. It means there are two parts. First part requires writing of the bare provisions, that is the section 52A notifications, and second part deals about the writing of the casemate. It means have suppose that this question was asked 20 marks. It means 10 marks for the bare act and 10 marks for the casemate. If a student write only the bare provisions, he will get the marks out of 10 marks. If a student get only the ratio of the Union of India versus Mohanlal, he will get only uh, out of 10 marks. He will get the marks out of 10 marks. But a student who is writing the answer along with the bare provisions and ratio of the case, that is the Mohanlal, he will get marks out of the 20 marks. So that's why this is the part of the your question. Here I want to start that. Here I want to start that summary. What is the summary? Is that summary is that section 52A notifications 89 1 oblique 89 and notifications of January 2015. Here one notification I am missing. Here one notification I am missing. It means I have to discuss three notification. One notification which was issued in 1989, second notification which was issued in 2007, third notification I have to discuss in 2015. Regarding the 2007 notification, this notification deals about certain formats, that is the pro forma. You can say that pro forma. If you read the CRPC, second schedule of the CRPC talks about the form, that is how to write the summon, how to write the warrant, how to write like these points, how to issue the search warrant. In the same way, notification issued in 2007 deals about the format. That's why I will discuss each and every points. It means I have to discuss section 52A. As you know that here the word section 52A denotes that this was not the original section. एक बात है भाई, अगर कहीं वॉइस वाइस ब्रेक हो जाए या कहीं क्लास छूट जाए तो तुरंत व्हाट्सअप कर देना मुझे ग्रुप में या कॉल कर देना, क्योंकि रिकॉर्डिंग अगर नहीं हो पाएगी तो फिर से मुझे क्लास लेना पड़ जाता है. So my point is that section 52A I clearly denotes that this was not the original section. It means it was inserted in 1989. This was inserted in 1989, and when it was inserted in 1989, clause 1 of section 52A clearly empowers central government to issue the notification. By using the power given under clause 1 of section 52A, central government has issued several notifications. Among them, three notifications are very important. Among them, three notifications are very important. Notification 89, 2007 and 2015. Anyone ask how central government issued the notification? You can say that central government is authorized under section 52 class 52A class 1 to issue the notification, and these notifications have been issued by using that power. In the summary, if you will proceed further in the summary, on leading cases, if you see the leading cases, as you know that in your syllabus, in your case mate, there is only one case has been mentioned. What is the name of that case? Name of that case is that Union of India versus Manohar Lal and another. Year is that 2016. In the question paper, it also talks about the 2016 Union of India versus Mohanlal and another in 2016. As, as you know that this is the question for, that's why I did not apply the GD format writing of the footnote, because this is not the footnote, and as it is I have written as it was written in the question paper. But here it is my writing. In the my writing, see, I have followed the GD style and I have written the Union of India. V is not the italic and other words are italic. The my point is that I have to discuss the 2016. But why I have also mentioned Union of India versus Manohar Lal 2012? Why I have also mentioned the word 2012? It means if you say what is the difference between both the cases, in both the cases there is nothing difference except the year. It means a Union of India versus Mohanlal and another was decided in 2012, as well as same case was decided in 2016. Students may ask, sir, how one case can be decided in two times? You may be wrong. So my point is that I am not the wrong. I will discuss something in brief. What was the fact? When I tried to read, please give me time. First of all, I will discuss in brief 2 or 3 minutes. Then I will start something more. When I read this particular case, 2016, at that time I read near about 7 to 8 times, but I was unable to get the facts of the case. I was under pressure. In that time, again I started to search in fresh mind. That's why again I got another judgment. Name of the judgment was Union of India versus Manohar Lal, decided in 2012. Then I read both the judgment 2012 and 2016. Then I got something. What I got something. 2012 talks about the facts of the case. 2012 talks about the facts of the case. Point is that facts of the case, and some question was framed by the Honorable Supreme Court. And whatever answer was replied of these questions framed in 2012, on the answer on the basis of the answers given by the central government, state government, revenue board, revenue office, other all the departments, on that basis, uh, again some question was discussed and ratio and guidelines were laid down in the case of 2016. It means, in one words, 2016 judgment is nothing except continuation of the judgment decided in 2012. It means both the judgment must be read together. If you read this separately, you can't understand this particular case. So my point is that what were the facts of this case? After the facts, I will start the 2012. मैं पहले सेक्शन डील कर लेता हूँ, पहले फैक्ट्स ही ले लेता हूँ. कल भी डिस्कस किया था, फिर भी 1 मिनट के लिए. I want to discuss the facts of the case in 2012. Then I will start the question. Union of India, we are talking about 2012 rather than 16. In this case, there were only 2 points. Point was that regarding the facts of the case, as well as some question were framed. These 2 points. What were the facts of this case? Madhya Pradesh High Court decided the case in 2008. Madhya Pradesh High Court decided the case in 2008. What was the fact of this case? In this case, Mohan Lal was an accused. Mohan Lal was an accused. It was charged, he was charged for keeping opium, for keeping the opium And what was the quantity of the opium? Quantity of opium was there 3.36 kg. Quantity of the opium was 3.36 kg. He was charged for keeping the opium, that is the quantity of the opium was 3.36 kg. And section 18. What is the section 18? Everyone knows that. There are three parts of the section 18. How many parts? Three parts of section 18. Class 18 class A, 18 class B, 18 class C. How many class? Three class. 18 class A, 18 class B, and 18 class C. 18 class A talks about the small quantity. Class B talks about commercial quantity. Class C talks about more than small quantity and less than commercial quantity. These are the 3 points. He was charged because if you see the quantity of the opium, it clearly denotes that एक क्वेश्चन है कि बाद में इसको करूंगा, क्वांटिटी और अमाउंट में दोनों में वर्ड में अंतर क्या होता है. There are two words, quantity and amount. I will learn later on. Please note down this point. Point is that 18 class B talks about the three types: small quantity, commercial quantity, and middle quantity. In this case, here if you see the quantity is that 3.36 kg. Of course, that matter come under the category of commercial quantity. He was prosecuted. Trial started. In the trial, Mr. Mohan Lal clearly said that, Honorable Millards, this is a false case. I was never in possession of opium of such types of quantity. This is a totally fabrication of false case, fabrication of the case. Then court asked Mr. Police Department, that is the prosecutors, please reply on what basis you are saying that Mr. Mohanlal was in possession of 3.36 kg opium. In that case, prosecutor on behalf of the police department totally failed to produce the actual quantity of the opium. Point was that prosecutor failed to produce opium before the court what was recovered from the Mohanlal. First point, Honorable Court asked, okay, once you failed to produce the quantity of the opium before this court, please produce some documents on the basis of which I can believe that you have disposed that quantity of the opium. In that matter, even the prosecutor was failed to produce some documents which showing that there was a disposal of the opium. पॉइंट ये रहा कि जब कोर्ट ने कहा इसको कि आप कह रहे हो कि नहीं मोहनलाल के पास से 3.36 केजी ओपियम रिकवर किया गया, तो आप कोर्ट के सामने ओपियम प्रोड्यूस करिए एविडेंस के रूप में. वहां पे स्टेट फेल हो गया, प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर पाया, कहा कि नहीं हमने इसको डिस्पोज कर दिया. तो कोर्ट ने कहा कि डिस्पोज जो आपने किया किस मैनर में किया है, क्या प्रोसीजर है, कैसे हम मान लें कि नहीं आपने डिस्पोज ही किया था और उसके यहाँ से आपने रिकवर किया था और डिस्पोज किया था, किस बेसिस पर हम मान लें. इस बात को भी प्रोसिक्यूटर जो है फेल हो गया, इस बात को प्रूफ नहीं कर पाया कि वास्तव में डिस्पोजल हुआ था. तो कोर्ट ने कहा कि सिर्फ आपके कहने मात्र से, ओनली ऑन योर वर्ड्स, आई कांट बिलीव either you have to produce original quantity of the opium or you have to produce the documents regarding the disposal of the opium. If you are failed in both the cases, so I am going to acquit the Mohanlal, and Mohanlal was acquitted. ये रहा आपका हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट. हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट जो था, मोहनलाल को इसलिए एक्विट किया गया था कि न ही मोहनलाल के मामले में 3.36 केजी जो ओरिजिनल ओपियम था उसको प्रोड्यूस किया जा सका, फेल हो गया, और न ही कोई इस तरह का डॉक्यूमेंट प्रोड्यूस किया गया जिसके बेसिस पर कोर्ट मान ले कि आपने प्रॉपर वे में ओपियम को डिस्पोजल किया है. क्योंकि अगर ऐसा नहीं होगा, अगर स्ट्रिक्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं होगा, तो पुलिस, कल भी मैं कह रहा था कि पुलिस क्या करेगी, ओपियम मान लीजिए 100 केजी रिकवर करेगी और 10 केजी शो करेगी. कितना शो करेगी? 10 केजी. और 90 केजी पुलिस क्या करेगी कि साइड बाय साइड से फिर से मार्केट में उसको सेल कर देगी. पुलिस भी स्मगलिंग का काम कर सकती है, ये बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है पुलिस का भी। तो इसमें कहा गया था कि इस तरह से इसको प्रॉपर फॉर्मेट में होना चाहिए, नहीं तो पुलिस क्या करेगी, जैसे कई बार होता है, जैसे मान लीजिए किसी टेररिस्ट से क्या होता है कि 50 लाख का रिकवरी हुआ, दिखा दिया जाए कि 10 लाख की रिकवरी हुआ, 40 लाख की रिकवरी साइड बाय साइड सेट कर दिया जाता है। अब कौन अगर टेररिस्ट से पूछने जाए कि 50 लाख का था कि 40 लाख का था, अब जो भी आदमी अरेस्ट किया वो उसके ऑन द स्पॉट रहता है। तो इसीलिए बहुत रूल रेगुलेशन टाइट बनाया जाता है। अगर यहाँ पे रूल रेगुलेशन बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट नहीं होगा तो पुलिस यही करेगी। अगर किसी भी इनोसेंट आदमी को पकड़ कर ले जाएगी, मान सुमित को पकड़ कर ले गई और लिख दिया एफआईआर कि पुलिस की सुमित के यहाँ से मुझे 3.3 केजी ओपीएम रिकवर किया गया, और कोर्ट के सामने जब आर्गुमेंट होगा तो न ही ओपीएम प्रोड्यूस करने की स्थिति में है पुलिस, और न ही कोई डॉक्यूमेंट इस तरह से प्रोड्यूस करने की पोजीशन में है कि हाँ ओपीएम जो हमने रिकवर किया था उसको वास्तव में डिस्पोज ही किया। तो क्या सिर्फ पुलिस के कहने मात्र से सुमित का कन्विक्शन कर दिया जाए? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। इसी केस में, मोहनलाल के केस में, हाई कोर्ट ने एक्यूट किया। When Mohanlal was acquitted by the High Court, Union of India filed an appeal before the Supreme Court. When appeal was filed before the Supreme Court surprised. How Supreme Court surprised? Supreme Court saw that there is no any proper procedure. Even there are certain procedures, but in ground reality, they are never being fulfilled by the police department. It is not only it is a failure of the police department. Today I sent a High Court circulation of the High Court. Even the High Court had clearly directed to the magistrate, please strictly follow the section 52A. You are not doing good. मजिस्ट्रेट क्या कर रही है, पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट फॉलो नहीं कर रही है, बात समझ में आता है। चलो यहाँ तक कि मजिस्ट्रेट भी इसको फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं सेक्शन 52 को, और हाई कोर्ट को सर्कुलर इशू करना पड़ जा रहा है कि प्लीज फॉलो द सेक्शन 52A। इस तरह के पॉइंट में जब आया क्वेश्चन, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट सरप्राइज्ड, and Supreme Court said that okay, let's stop the case. First of all, I will discuss all the procedures which are going on in this country, and if it is not suitable, I will issue the guidelines. Then question arise, what is the procedure regarding here 3 points regarding seizure, sampling, safekeeping and disposal of seized drugs. It means in the Mohanlal case, what was the issue involved? In this case, there was only one issue. Issue was that whether procedure regarding seizure, sampling, safekeeping and disposal of seized drugs are reasonable. बस इतना है, reasonable and sufficient. क्या भारत में जो प्रोसीजर सीजर, सैंपलिंग या डिस्पोजल के लिए बनाया गया है, क्या वह रीजनेबल है? अगर रीजनेबल है तो उसका फॉलो हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, इस इशू को लेकर के ही मोहनलाल का केस डिसाइड हुआ था। और व्हाट हैपेंड इन द केस ऑफ मोहनलाल? फाइनली व्हेन द केस वाज डिसाइडेड इन 2016, Supreme Court clearly laid down the guidelines and said that these guidelines shall continue unless and until law is amended, either law is amended or something enacted for the proper disposal of the drugs like these points. हेलो हाँ भाई बोलो।
सर बोल रहा हूँ बच्चे ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहे सर आपकी क्लास, तो एक बार आप देख सकते हैं।
एक मिनट करता हूँ, कैसे नहीं पा रहा है? हाँ तो नहीं रहा उस तरह करने की, कोई ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहा है। ऐसा नहीं है, सबका तो दिख रहा है कि ज्वाइन हुआ है। अभी बच्चे ने किया है।
प्रेजेंटेशन शो कर रहे हैं
क्या
सर? शायद प्रेजेंटेशन आप शो कर रहे हैं तो आपको शायद नोटिफिकेशन नहीं दिख रहा होगा।
अच्छा,
मिनिमाइज करना पड़ेगा आई थिंक शो।
अच्छा यार क्या होता है ना, ये बच्चे 5 मिनट तो मैं ऑलरेडी डिले था ही, 5 मिनट से मैं बाद में स्टार्ट करता हूँ। चलो ठीक है, उनको रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगी, वो सुन लेंगे जब नहीं कर पा रहे तो। ये 20 मिनट और नहीं हो पा रहा है। 5 मिनट तक सही है, शुरुआती 5 मिनट इसीलिए छोड़कर रखता हूँ। The point is that yes, point is that in 2016, this was the important point. In this case, Supreme Court issued the guidelines, and that guidelines, which is going on till now, no specific law has been enacted for the disposal of the goods, disposal of the drugs. Come to the section 52. I will discuss the section 52. After discussion of the section 52, I will discuss in a proper manner each and everything. Come to this case. In this case, section 52, there are 4 class. How many class? 4 class. First class, power of the central government. First class talks about the power of central government. Second class talks about giving of an application to the magistrate. Giving of an application to the magistrate. Class third talks about duty of the magistrate. Class fourth talks about the evidentiary value. First, power of central government. Second, application to magistrate. Third, duty of magistrate regarding the applications. Duty of magistrate regarding application. And fourth, regarding the evidence. What would be value of the evidence? Come to the class 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way, we can understand. Class 1 simply says that class 1 simply says that what the central government can do. It says that central government may issue the notifications. What can do? Central government may issue the notifications. And here, by using this power, class 1, central government has issued these notifications. Central government has issued these notifications. Here point is that what can do? Central government can do the notifications. For what purposes? Why? In which respect? Central government can do notifications regarding 4 things. Regarding the narcotic drugs, regarding psychotic substance, controlled substance, conveyances. Conveyances word have been defined under the in the NDPS Act, and it simply said that conveyances means that things by which something is conveyed one place to another place. For example, aircraft, like these things, the conveyances. Central government may issue notifications in respect of narcotics and psychotic substances. दो ऑलरेडी तुम लोग को याद है ही, 2 और याद करने हैं. 2 more. You are know about 2 things already. About the narcotic and psychiatric, you know. You have to remember only these 2 things: controlled substance or conveyances. Once you see here, there are total 12. How 12? 4, 4, and 4. Here is that total. That is the class of conveyances. Total 12. It means you can remember the class 1. How can you remember the class 1? You can say that central government may, in respect of the narcotic, psychiatric, controlled conveyances, may issue the notifications, specify the amounts that is the about these things. After keeping the minds these 4 things, what should be keep in mind at time of issuing the notification regarding these 4 points? You have to keep in mind 4 things. 4 things is that regarding the hazardous nature, which is more hazardous, like the opium, LSD, afim, ganja, like these points. You have to keep regarding the hazardous natures. You have also observed vulnerability to theft or substitution. Vulnerability to theft or substitution. अब जैसे मान लीजिए कि लोहा और गोल्ड, which is more vulnerable in comparison in between both, whether iron or gold. Of course, if you have options to steal, one option is the gold, another option is the uh, iron, you will choose gold. It means gold requires more security than iron. Gold requires more security than iron. You have to see, you have to observe vulnerability to theft as well as substitution. Theft as well as substitution. जैसे मान लीजिए कि सब्स्टिट्यूशन में क्या होता है, मैं कल भी बोल रहा था कि इफ पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट हैव ए LSD as well as some quantity of the opium. Suppose that opium was recovered. Opium and LSD was recovered from the possession of the path. So what would be happen? It is a much more chance that the LSD will not be shown by the police authority. It may show that opium was recovered, and LSD may be sold in the market. That's why point is that suppose that in the malkhana, in the police office, in the in the police department, there is a opium. The police opium as well as LSD. It is a much more chance that some notorious persons may substitute LSD by the opium. So that's why point is that at the time of making the law, you have to see the hazardous nature, theft, chance of the theft and substitution, as well as constraint of proper storage space. Suppose that कई बार होता है ना कि स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी डिपेंड्स अपॉन द गुड्स. मान लीजिए गोल्ड रखना है तो गोल्ड रखने के लिए हम कम जगह में भी बहुत सारा रख लेते हैं. अब मान लीजिए कि हमें ओपियम रखना है या अफीम रखना है, उसके लिए ज्यादा स्पेस चाहिए. तो इस बात को सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा कि हम किसके लिए स्टोर रूम बनवा रहे हैं. हम LSD के लिए रूम बनवा रहे हैं या हम ओपियम के लिए बनवा रहे हैं. All these things you have to consider. The point is that any other relevant considerations. क्या है, किसका है भाई, ऑफ कर लो. किसका वीडियो आना है? वीडियो नहीं यार, क्या अरे भाई किसका है?
सर हो गया ऑफ सर.
हो गया, चलो. अरे यार फाइट करो. Yes. My point is that central government, by observing all these four things, may issue the notification regarding the NDPS. Okay. And by notification, it may clearly direct that how it will be seized, who will dispose, by which officer it will be disposed, and in which manner it will be disposed. And that things will be considered. My point is that according to the class 1, central government has power to issue notification, and by notification it may provide that which officer shall dispose, in which manner they shall dispose all these things, that is the narcotic psychiatric substances. क्लास 1 का एक लाइन में जिस्ट यही है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को पावर दिया गया है कि किस ऑफिसर को अथराइज करे और किस मैनर में अथराइज करे कि इस तरह के जो ड्रग्स हैं उनको डिस्पोज करने का क्या तरीका होगा, कैसे होगा. ऑल दिस थिंग्स टॉक्स अबाउट द क्लास 1, बिकॉज आवर हेडिंग इज टॉक्स अबाउट द डिस्पोजल ऑफ सीड ड्रग्स. Disposal of seed drugs. The class 1 clearly say that our officers as well as minor. Come to the class 2. Class 2 is much more important in comparison to other. Class 1 says that preparation of the inventory. Preparation of the inventory. How to prepare the inventory? It is the much more important point. एक मैं डॉक्यूमेंट यहाँ पे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. ओके वेट. How to prepare the inventory? It said that after seizing the drugs, after seizing the contraband drugs, what will be procedure? You have to forward that drugs to the officer in charge of the police station. are to the officer empowered under section 53. Empowered under section 53, this is the important point. As you know that in the, if you read the CRPC, officer in charge of police station has much more power in comparison to the other officer, that is the, for example, constable, head constable, like this. It means officer in charge of police station has much more power. As you know that, and section 53, what it says that two officer empowered under section 53. Suppose that Muskan is a student. Muskan is a student. She is not the officer in charge of police station. Sorry, Muskan is the officer, but she is not officer in charge of police department. She is officer under the narcotics department. She is doing her job under the narcotics department. According to section 53, central government has power to confer any officer who is doing work in the revenue department or narcotics departments power of the officer in charge of police station. Suppose that Muskan is not the, here one point, class 1, here Raniba is the officer in charge of police station. He has been appointed as the officer in charge of police station. There is no confusion. Regarding this point, in reality, this person is not the officer in charge of police station, but he is conferred power of the officer in charge of police station. Suppose that here Muskan is a girl who is working in the narcotics department. Of course, she is not the officer in charge of police station, but the central government may confer power to her, to the power of the officer in charge of police station. It means once a drugs is seized, that drugs must be forwarded either the officer in charge of police station, who is from the very beginning is the officer in charge of police station, or to the other person to whom power has been conferred, power of the officer in charge of police station. So both points are very important. You can read here. After the forwarding of that, what would be duty? Duty is that shall prepare an inventory. The officer who is forwarding the matter, he will prepare an inventory. Inventory means detail of that drugs. Inventory means detail of that drugs. Just for the example, what should be written in the inventory? Description, quality, quantity, mode of packing, mass, numbers, like these things. It will be prepared in the inventory. Please give me 1 minute. 1 minute time दो मुझे. एक फाइल और शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. एक फाइल क्या था? नोटिफिकेशन था. एक नोटिफिकेशन. ये ऑटोमेटिक शेयर हो रहा है नोटिफिकेशन की शेयर करना पड़ेगा. अभी स्क्रीन पे क्या शेयर हो रहा है? शेयर हो गया
सर नोटिफिकेशन. हाँ सर.
हाँ बस बस बस. अभी फॉर्मेट ही तुम लोगों को दिखा देता हूँ, कंफ्यूजन ही नहीं रहेगा. सी पॉइंट इज दैट narcotics of seed drugs and this 52A word of 52A class 2. We are talking about the class 2. It talks about the preparation of the inventory. How to prepare the inventory? You have to write the case name. Annexure first talks about the inventory. See here. You have to prepare the inventory. You have to write the case number, seizing agency, who seized, whether narcotics department, revenue department, constable, like this. Agency, narcotics, revenue, like this. Seizing agency, seizing officer, date of the seizure, place of the seizure. Date of the seizure, place of the seizure, seizing agency. And serial number, how many quantity opium. If suppose that there are 2, 3, 4 quantities, मतलब substance. You write here in the here opium, here LSD, here the ganja. You can write here the serial number, narcotic drugs, quality, quantity, mode of packing, marks and numbers, other identification, country of origin, remarks. It means this is the method in which you have to write the inventory, you have to prepare the inventory. What would be procedure after preparing the inventory? After preparing the inventory, it will be referred, it will be say forwarded either to the officer in charge of police station or to that officer who has been empowered under section 53. So what would be duty of such officer in charge of police station are like this. Next duty is that inventory must be forwarded under class 3 to the magistrate, under class 3 to the magistrate, and magistrate will verify that inventory. See, here is that whereas the above officer applied to me means this is the magistrate, signed signature magistrate. Whereas the above officer applied to me under subsection 2 of section 52A of the Act to verify the inventory. Why? Why he referred the matter to the magistrate? Purpose was that to certify the above inventory, and he will write. So my point is that once you see, here it is a duty of the magistrate to verify the inventory. But what happened in this point? Class 3. Come to the again. थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन एक बार समझ जाओगे तो तुम हायर जुडिशरी में भी दिक्कत नहीं होगी. Here point is that preparation of the inventory, how to prepare the inventory, everything, description, quality, quantity, mode of packing, marks, number. देखे दिखा ना यहाँ पे, ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे दिख रहा था तुम लोगों को. Here the say that is the quality, quantity, mood, marks, other country origin, like this point. Here is this quality, descriptions, mode, marks, like this point. After that, after preparing the inventory, it shall make an application to any magistrate. It shall make the application to the magistrate. That application shall be made to the magistrate. Why it will be sent? For the certain purposes. Why it will be sent? It will be sent for certain purposes. For 3 purposes. For the certifying, for the taking, for the allowing. For the certifying means whatever I have mentioned in this inventory, that is the true. That is the true. Taking means in presence of the magistrate, he will take the photograph. He will take the photograph. This photograph will be primary evidence in later on. Be careful. He will send the inventory for 3 purposes: for certifying, taking, allowing, draw, like this. Class 3 talks about duty of the magistrate. What will be duty of the magistrate? When the application is made under subsection 2, the magistrate shall, as soon as, allow the application. See, I am going to discuss class 3. Class C, see here. Class C, this is the point. This part talks about the class C. This part talks about the class C. See there, certificate by the magistrate under section 52 class 3. Here they certify. What he will do, the magistrate? Magistrate will satisfy. He will satisfy like this, that I am satisfied that inventory is the correct and it was each and everything is good. But what happened? Why the circular was issued by the High Court? Issue was that High Court became unhappy. Why unhappy? Court said that whenever application is made for the certificate to the magistrate, what are doing? Magistrate, without observing the substance, without seeing the goods, they put the signature carelessly. हाई कोर्ट ने गुस्सा आया कि जब तुम्हारे पास ये आ रहा है, तुम्हें करना क्या है? तुम्हें ये देखना है कि मेरे पास प्रेजेंट किया गया, I am satisfied that above inventory as per seizure the documents and consignment of seized goods are the correct like this. The High Court became angry that you are putting the signature without observing the consignment. हाई कोर्ट ने कहा कि क्लास 3 के अंतर्गत तुम्हारी ये ड्यूटी बनती है कि जब एप्लीकेशन आएगा कि आप वेरीफाई करो कि इन्वेंटरी में जो मेंशन किया गया वो सही है, क्वालिटी सही है, क्वांटिटी सही है, मार्क सही है, डिस्क्रिप्शन सही है। तो इसका मतलब इन्वेंटरी भी आपको आएगी और साथ साथ में वो जो सब्सटेंस है वो भी आएगा। अब उस सब्सटेंस की मैचिंग करोगे, मैचिंग करके तुम जाकर के वेरीफाई करोगे, तब जाकर के प्रोसीड करेगा। लेकिन तुम लोग कर क्या रहे हो? हाई कोर्ट ने कहा कि तुम लोग कर क्या रहे हो, तुम लोग सीधा सीधा इंटायरिटी उसकी चेक नहीं कर रहे हो, बिना गुड्स आए हुए ही हाँ एक एप्लीकेशन आ गया उसको साइन कर दिए। तुम्हें मालूम ही नहीं है कि जो इन्वेंटरी लिखी जा रही है सही है कि गलत है। और इस तरह से तुम लोग सीधा का सीधा उल्लंघन कर रहे हो। किसका उल्लंघन कर रहे हो? मोहनलाल के केस का उल्लंघन कर रहे हो। देखो, यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया वर्सेस मोहनलाल एंड अनदर का जो रेशियो है पैरा नंबर 13 एंड 14 का वायलेशन कर रहे हो। और एकदम इंश्योर हो जाओ कि ऐसा अगर करोगे तो तुम्हारे खिलाफ एक्शन लिया जाएगा। इस टेंडेंसी को यहाँ पर रोकने के लिए, मजिस्ट्रेट के नेग्लिजेंस को रोकने के लिए कोर्ट ने कहा, मैं पढ़ देता हूँ एक लाइन। इट हैज बीन ब्रॉट टू द नोटिस टू द हाई कोर्ट, ये हाई कोर्ट का सर्कुलर है। It has been brought to the notice of the High Court that in cases arising under the NDPS Act, seized narcotics, seized narcotic drugs and psychotics are not being produced in the entirety. Are क्या पॉइंट कर रहा है? are not being produced in the are not being produced in the entirety before the magistrate concerned for the certification, and only samples thereof being placed before the court in contravention of section 52A of the Act, and magistrate are issuing certificate as to the correction of the inventory. हाई कोर्ट ने कहा कि तुम लोग जो साइन कर रहे हो विदाउट ऑब्जर्विंग द इंटायरिटी, ओनली ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ observing the sampling, you are putting your signature. High Court said that you are not doing what you are doing, because once you put your signature on that inventory, that will become the primary evidence. That inventory will become the primary evidence. Clause 4. Clause 4 says that once a magistrate put signature on the inventory, that inventory will become the primary evidence. And as you know that once the police department will get the certificate, that will be primary evidence, and that can prove against the suspected accused. It means by negligence of the magistrate, finally who is the sufferer? Finally, suspected person is the sufferer. Finally, suspected person is sufferer. जैसे मान लीजिए कि आपने इन्वेंट्री में लिख दिया कि 10 केजी रिकवर किया गया ओपियम, 10 केजी, या आपने लिख दिया 2 केजी ओपियम रिकवर किया गया, जबकि रिकवर कितना किया गया था? 10 ग्राम। जब 10 ग्राम रिकवर किया गया है, आपने शो कर दिया 2 केजी, अब वहां पे स्मॉल क्वांटिटी की जगह कमर्शियल क्वांटिटी में आ गया वो, और जज साहब ने सिर्फ 10 ग्राम देखा और सिग्नेचर कर दिया कि 2 केजी रिकवरी हुआ है। अब बताइए, अब जहां उसको बेल मिलने की संभावना है वहां बेल मिलेगा ही नहीं। तो कोर्ट ने कहा कि तुम्हारे ऊपर तुम्हें इतना फेथ किया गया है मजिस्ट्रेट के ऊपर कि तुम्हारे एकमात्र सिग्नेचर से वह डॉक्यूमेंट प्राइमरी एविडेंस बन जा रहा है, और तुम लोग यहाँ पे बैठ करके ऑफिस में नेग्लिजेंट कर रहे हो। तो सीरियस मैटर था कि नहीं था भाई? ऑफ कोर्स था सीरियस मैटर। तो ये सर्कुलर देखेंगे हम, यहाँ पर नोटिफिकेशन देखेंगे। आई विल टेक ओनली द 5 minutes टू कंक्लूड दिस पॉइंट्स। एनेक्सर 3, देखो हम तो नहीं जानते हैं कैसा तुम लोग को पढ़ा रहे हैं, लेकिन पूरे कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ इतना पढ़ा रहे हैं कि तुम लोग फ्यूचर में अगर जज भी बन जाओ या जज का एग्जाम भी देना हो, चाहे पीओ का देना हो, चाहे टीचर बन जाओ, तो एकदम कंप्लीट नॉलेज रहे, उसमें कोई कंफ्यूजन ना रहे। टाइम लगेगा लेकिन हम सिलेबस भी कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि हम सिलेबस थोड़ा सा भी छूटता है एकदम विद इन टाइम कंप्लीट करेंगे, क्योंकि एक होता है ना कि आज के दुख कल को सुख देते हैं। आज जितना कष्ट उठाओगे उतना ही कल को एंजॉय करोगे। बस इतना ही सोचो, बाकी सब चीजें आ जाएंगी। एक इसमें 3 एनेक्स्चर है। पहला एनेक्स्चर था रिगार्डिंग प्रिपरेशन ऑफ द इन्वेंट्री and reply of the must-read. Second annexure was that application for disposal of seized drugs. In this matter, here application will always send that Millards, no one is claiming that drugs, or there are some reason we want to dispose that drugs, whatever we have recovered before 10 years. Please come. In your presence, we will dispose that drugs. What happened? This application will be given annexure 3rd. It means annexure 1 regarding the certificate for inventory, annexure 3rd regarding the application for disposal of drugs. Here again negligence is committed. By the magistrate, because by the application he is invited. By the application, magistrate is invited. Please come on this particular date. We will dispose these drugs in your presence. What are doing magistrate? Magistrate are not going on the spot. And after disposal, first of all give their signatures. Okay, go and dispose. They never follow, because judges are even innocent. They have huge, they have workload, extraordinary workload. You can't believe. अगर एक बार तुम एक महीने में अगर लोअर जज को अगर नजदीक से देख लोगे उसके ऑफिस में और घर पे बैठे काम करते हुए, कसम खा लोगे कि भाई जुडिशरी में नहीं जाएंगे, लोअर जुडिशरी में नहीं जाएंगे। बाकी जो चीजें हैं तो ठीक ही चली रही हैं। तो माय पॉइंट इज दैट दे आर इनोसेंट। वर्कलोड ज्यादा है तो अपना पुट से सिग्नेचर कर देते हैं, भाई जाइए जहाँ डिस्पोज करना है कर दीजिए। तो दैट इज सेकेंड पॉइंट इज दैट एप्लीकेशन फॉर डिस्पोजल ऑफ द ड्रग्स एंड एप्लीकेशन विल बी गिवन टू द मजिस्ट्रेट। Here all these things regarding certificate, all these things will be there, and magistrate again give the certificate. Okay, I am giving the certificate, you can dispose. Third point is that certificate of destruction. After getting the approval for disposal, again third and last certificate is that certificate of destruction. It means you have to also prepare that we have destroyed this quantity of the NDPS. मतलब ये हुआ, पहला सर्टिफिकेट इनमें पहला एप्लीकेशन इन्वेंट्री को ले दोगे, दूसरा सर्टिफिकेट दोगे कि भाई साहब हम इस ड्रग्स को डिस्पोज करना चाहते हैं, तो एप्लीकेशन मिल गया। तो तीसरा आपको सर्टिफिकेट लेना पड़ेगा कि हम मैंने उसको डिस्ट्रॉय किया था। अदरवाइज क्या होगा? अदरवाइज मान लीजिए कि 100 kg ओपीएम को डिस्ट्रॉय करने का आपने परमिशन ले लिया और आपने उसको डिस्ट्रॉय करने के बजाय मार्केट में सेल कर दिया और फर्जी सर्टिफिकेट बना लिया कि हमने डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया। इसको चेक करने के लिए भी आपको ये देना पड़ेगा कि हाँ हमने इनके प्रेजेंस में इतने क्वांटिटी का ड्रग्स को डिस्पोज किया है। नहीं तो पुलिस क्या करेगी? डिस्पोजल का सर्टिफिकेट लेगी और उधर ले जाकर सेल कर देगी मार्केट में, और एक लकड़ी जला देगी, धुआं उठ जाएगा और फोटो खींच लेगी और कहेगी कि हाँ बस मैंने सब कुछ इसमें जला दिया। तो इसलिए एक और सर्टिफिकेट आपको लेना पड़ेगा, सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्शन, कि हाँ हमने डिस्ट्रॉय किया है। अब उसके एक फॉर्मेट तैयार होगा, केस नंबर सी लाइक दिस कि वी हैव डिस्ट्रॉयड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, और उस पर सिग्नेचर होगा, signatures of these authorities including the chairman members of the drug disposal committee. Drug disposal committee has been constituted in every district, and member below the rank of superintendent of the police, no one can be member of the drug disposal committee. मतलब हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ड्रग डिस्पोजल कमेटी बनाई गई है, उसका मेंबर या चेयरपर्सन होता है, मिनिमम क्वालिफिकेशन उसका एसपी रैंक का होना चाहिए। अभी मैं पढ़ रहा था झारखंड में इस तरह का एक कमेटी बनी हुई थी, उसी पर चर्चा चल रही थी। तो देयर आर 3 annexure. First annexure regarding the inventory, second annexure regarding disposal, third annexure regarding the destructions, and 3 certificate will be issued थर्ड वाले का कितना सर्टिफिकेट इशू होगा? 3 सर्टिफिकेट विल बी इशूड। इस तरह का होगा 3 सर्टिफिकेट, बताऊंगा किसको किसको जाएगा। 3 certificate will be issued in this way. In next class again I will discuss the section 2A. अगर किसी को समझना है, कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ लो भाई। If you want to
No, sir.